My name is Ilko Schrik. I'm here as a guest at TU Delft. I work for the company called Mott MacDonald, and Professor Dollevoet has asked me to share some of our insights on your questions that were posted on the platform. First of all, I have a question by a participant called Vikash. The question is about explaining the dilemmas and timetable design. And let me just explain that, what kind of challenge or dilemma that you may have here in the Netherlands. Let's look at the city of Amsterdam. We have one big festive day in the Netherlands that's called King's Day. It's every year in April. And Amsterdam is one of the main cities in the Netherlands where this takes place. Everybody goes to Amsterdam. And well, if we maintain the regular timetable for Amsterdam on a day such as that, you have a very big risk of disruptions. Many people come there. Many people will leave the train, enter the train. People talk to the train manager. There's all kinds of reasons why trains get held up in Amsterdam on that particular day for a long time, and that will cause disruptions elsewhere in the Netherlands. It will just expand over the whole of the country. So that's why on King's Day, Amsterdam is a station area where no trains will run through. They will all come there and leave in the same direction that they came from, so as to break up the dependencies with the longer distance connections in the Netherlands. So I hope this provides you some insight into dilemmas and timetable design. Sometimes you have to adjust to the occurrences of the day. There is another question from a participant called Gomez, and that question is about distance towards maintenance workshops or maintenance yards. That's quite a complicated question. There are many factors that play a role in placement or design of maintenance workshops and implementation. First of all, the more trains you have, the more or the bigger workshops you need, the more or the bigger maintenance locations you need. But what type of service is required from those workshops? Sometimes basic service like cleaning can be done at the platform. When a train ends its route there, it can be cleaned at the platform and then move back in the opposite direction towards its next destination. But if that is not possible, if the train is in the way, if other trains need to pass in the meantime, then you need to be able to move that train to a location where it can be, it's out of the way, and it can also be maintained. And then it needs access to a maintenance yard, perhaps a workshop. It can be nearby, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. If it's nearby, but it's not accessible, for example, during full operation during the day, sometimes it's not possible to just let a train reverse direction and cross other trains in the meantime. Therefore, the accessibility of the workshop, of the maintenance yard, is actually more important than that it's being nearby. And otherwise, depending on the type of services you need, sometimes trains has an onboard failure, maybe a brake failure or a signaling failure or some things like that. Not all workshops are equipped to handle such failures. So you really need to think very carefully about the design of what type of workshop do you need nearby, what type of workshop do you need is the best to have in certain locations. And sometimes that's I think a final consideration. Sometimes if you need a stabling yard somewhere, you simply do not have the room to place it there. Here in the Netherlands we have we are quite a crowded country. You just cannot predict somewhere a maintenance workshop to be, because there is no room. So it's really a big challenge sometimes to find the right location for your next maintenance yard. We also had a question about seamless track and expansion joints. And to give the answer to that question, we have to look at the physics of track laying techniques a bit deeper. Like a conventional track consisted of wooden sleepers which are rectangular. You see it here, and under these conditions, the wood is not that heavy, and the rectangular shape does not embed very well in the ballast, so that would lead to buckling quite quickly. Therefore, for a seamless track, for welded track, we need to apply different techniques, and that's what we have over here. We have concrete sleepers, which are not rectangular. So the weight of the concrete, in combination with the fact that this non-rectangular shape gets embedded more consistently in the ballast, will generate enough downforce to avoid buckling. So this is the technique you need, track laying technique you need to allow for seamless track. Hopefully this answers your question.
This is the final video of this MOOC. Hopefully you enjoyed. I did. I see a lot of interaction and also nice discussions about maintenance, what to do when there is some troubles in track, what about the flexibility when there is a train collapsed or a failure, and what if. I think that's the right discussions, and I see that you can go on with these discussions, and also different countries have different ways how to solve it. So there's not always one fits all. There's always some room, a gray area to make it happen. So I would like to invite you to go on with this online course. It's the same recipe, the same way of thinking, of doing, and the same amount of hours per week. You can go on for the professional education, then I see you back. And the nice thing is that you can bring your own idea, your own problem, if you like. And also we have a nice union of alumni students. You can also use each other to get more information of each country. And I think that's the most precious thing of this. You have all over the world students who are doing the same railway interaction, but with the different conditions and a different culture per country. So I'd like to invite you. Hopefully you enjoyed very well. I see a lot of opportunities about asset management, preventive maintenance, operations, ATO, all kinds of recipes for nice discussions in the follow-up of this MOOC in the professional education. Please enroll yourself, and hopefully I see you back. Thank you.